Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be recapping how my summer semester went and letting you guys know how the last 2 weeks of school went and finals. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Guys, I'm so excited that I'm officially done with summer semester. Can you guys even believe it? Especially for those of you who started following me at the very beginning of my dental hygiene journey, like applying and everything like that. It's just so crazy that we're to this point where I've completed more than half of this program, and it's just so crazy to me. I just can't even believe that I'm here. I can't believe I'm about to start fall semester, and I'm just like kind of reflecting on like how far I've come. It's really crazy. But so today I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the last 2 weeks, because I know the last recap that I did, I went over the majority of the summer semester. So I just kind of want to finish off the last 2 weeks that I didn't get to, talk about finals, and then also talk about just the summer as a whole. It's like a general recap. So starting off in my dental hygiene 2 class, we had a program manual exam again, which is basically where we take a test over all the policies and procedures of the clinic, like what ages do we see, the fees for certain things. Like, it's very easy, very general stuff that we need to know. I understand why they make us take those tests, even though they're extremely easy. It's like, those are policies that we definitely need to be familiar with. So we had that test that morning, and then right after the test, we had a case study lab. Now, these case study labs I've talked about before is where basically we work through a case study. We look at the x-rays, the period charting, everything. I mean, a case study, I feel like that's pretty general knowledge. Like a case study, you look at an entire patient, and then you answer like 30 questions based on the patient, and we had to do 2 of those case studies. Retrospect, come to find out, that was preparing us for the final, because on our final in that class we did have multiple case studies that we had to do. Then the next day we had clinic all day, and that day was actually the day that I finished my clinic requirements that morning. So I finished my clinic requirements almost 2 weeks early, so that was super awesome and super like just like, oh, I can breathe. Okay, like I've met the requirements, even though I knew in the end like I would always meet it. It's like once you finally meet it, you're just like, yes, everything that I do now is going to be prepping me for the fall and rolling over to the fall and everything like that. So it was just such a good feeling. I accidentally also left off that we had a lecture in pharmacology that Monday afternoon, and then we also had lecture in pharmacology and lecture in that dental hygiene 2 class on Wednesday, and then we had clinic again all day Thursday. And then the next week we had pharmacology lecture all morning, and then in the afternoon we actually had to present our poster presentations. Basically, you know, we worked on that all summer. That there was like time that we had to like work in there where, you know, we worked on these projects. We had to do abstracts, come up with different sources, and come up with an entire poster presentation. Ours was going to be on detecting breast cancer salivary biomarkers in saliva, obviously. So it was going to be like researching how this new thing where you could basically spit into a cup in a dental office and have them test it for salivary breast cancer biomarkers, which could be an indicator of active malignant breast cancer. So that is what we were going to do. That's what we worked on all summer, and we presented it that day, and not gonna lie, my teachers hated it. They say they didn't hate it, but I know they hated it. They were like, they didn't like how the poster looked. They didn't like, I put pink a lot of places because it was breast cancer. I thought that it looked good. I honestly did. They didn't like the pink that I put on there. They didn't like the science part that I put in there, kind of explaining it, which I thought was good, but apparently it wasn't. So basically the teachers just gave us feedback on everything that they thought about our presentation, and then we can use our own discretion to either do what they say or not, because it's our presentation. Like they're just giving us their feedback so that we're not boring the people who are watching us. We do have to present this in the fall, a bunch of dental hygienists, and then we do have to present it at Georgia Dental Hygiene Association in the spring as well. And then I think some people actually present it at the Hinman Dental Conference, but I will get to what happened with that project later. Then the next day we had clinic all day, and then we had clinic all day that Thursday, and then we were done with the semester. We just had finals left to go. Our first final the next week was in dental hygiene 2. I did way worse on that final than I did on pharmacology, okay? Because like the case studies, there was just like no way to really study for it, and there was no like solid material in that class where I was like, okay, I should study this. Like I studied the sealant lectures, you know what I mean? I studied like the poster presentation lecture because we were tested on that as well, but there was no way to really study for case studies, you know? Like I reviewed like blood pressure and like blood sugar and stuff like that, because basically we were told, you know, it's a lot to do with our past classes. So I made an 80, I think, on that test, something like that. I made a C. So not very good. I ended up with a B in the class. I don't really care. I knew I was gonna end up with a B in the class, which is so weird to me because like, how do I do way better in pharmacology than I do in this like other class, you know? But whatever, we're calling it like it is and it's fine, it's totally fine. So then we had the pharmacology lecture the next day and I took it, and honestly, I did not feel good about this test at all. I did not feel good about this test. I was like, oh no, like I did not do good. What the heck? Like I felt like I was guessing on everything and I just did not feel prepared. I did study a good amount for that test. I really didn't study for the other test, so I wasn't surprised that I didn't do well on it, but this test I really studied and I felt like I knew nothing on that test. I got a 93 on it, and that's what I thought I needed to make an A in that class. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know the story behind this, but so in our program we're on an 8-point grading scale and a 92 is an A. But they do not round at all. And I thought that I needed a 93 to get an A in the class, but I apparently needed like a 93 point something because I ended up with a 91.9 in the class. So frustrating. And like, to me, I'm like, no, that's an A in my book, like a 91.9. Like, I'm not even lying to you, like 91.92. And I'm like, okay, in my book, I got an A, you know what I mean? Like, in any other school, I would have gotten an A. Like, I cried about it. I was so upset. I could not believe that happened. And I was just like, seriously right now? Like, really? A 91.9 in pharmacology? Like, people would argue that's the hardest class in the whole program, like, science-wise. And I'm just so upset about it. I'm still like butthurt about it. Like, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna be fine. I was really upset because it's messing with my GPA at this point. I'm getting like 90s and 91s and 91.9s, and on my GPA it's counting as a B, and so it's like really bringing down my GPA, and I'm scared I'm not gonna graduate cum laude like I feel like I deserve to, and it's just really frustrating. I wish there was some way that they could do that without it calculating our GPA that way. I'll be fine, I'll move on, it'll be okay. But that was the last day of the semester, and now I have 2 weeks off. I've actually already had a week of that, so actually I start a week from today, I start back to school. So overall, summer semester. Now I will tell you that people scared the ever-loving daylights out of me, okay? Like, scared the crap out of me. I was so scared that, like, I had people tell me, I've never had anxiety in my life, and like summer semester is what made me really consider getting on anti-anxiety medication. And like, I had people tell me that summer was the hardest semester by far to them because it's so fast and so furious and so stressful. And to me, it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. Maybe it's because I was expecting way worse. You know, I was just like dreading the worst, and then I was like, whoa, okay, like, it was hard and it was fast and but I like stuff like that. I thrive in those environments. If I know I only have to do this for 7 or 8 weeks, I'm good. If I know that I have to do this for 16 weeks, no, I'm like freaking out. So it's probably a mixture of like who I am as like a student and a person, but yeah, generally it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's why you always have to take everything that people say with a grain of salt, because my experience is not necessarily going to be your experience. And my seniors that told me that, you know, they felt like they needed to go on anxiety medication, I'm sitting here like, oh gosh, I already have anxiety to begin with. So if I go to school, like, what is going to happen? That wasn't my experience at all. And sometimes I have people message me on Instagram after they hear me say certain things and they're like, I don't know, I'm reconsidering this because of what you said. And it's like, you don't need to do that. That's the number one thing that I don't like about doing YouTube and doing Instagram and everything like that, is because yes, it's a great resource for you guys and you know what you're getting into and everybody, you know, loves it because they're like, there's not a lot of videos out there like this. But at the same time, you need to take everything with a grain of salt and know that you're going to have your own experience. You're going to struggle with certain things that I didn't struggle with. And I probably am struggling with certain things that you wouldn't struggle with. So like, please keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure I've said that a lot in my videos, but please keep that in mind, because that is my number one pet peeve when people message me and say that. And I'm just like, no, that's not what I'm doing this. I'm not doing this so that you can quit. I'm doing this so that you can see that you can do it no matter what happens, no matter how hard it is. You know, I have like, I would say extreme anxiety and I'm making it through, you know, and it's like, Some people don't have to deal with that. They can make it through. Some people have, you know, like we all have our struggles. We all have certain things that we have to overcome. And that's a part of our testimony to life and like what we've been through. And in my, you know, situation, like what God has gotten me through and shown me that I can get through. And so I feel like that's what you have to remember. You know, I have you guys message me every single day talking about, oh, I got into the program, I'm so excited. Keep that fire with you throughout the whole program, because this is such a small amount of time in your life. But anyway, enough on that. That is generally how my semester went. Now, the one thing that I was going to say about my poster presentation is that I'm no longer doing that topic. And the reason why is because one of our classmates is not continuing. And so my classmate that was partners with the classmate who is not continuing is able to either come on to someone else's, so she can like be a partner with me and my partner, and so we'll have 3 on our breast cancer project, or I could go, me and my partner could go onto her project. And that's what we decided to do because we had so many issues that the faculty did not like, and it just felt like so overwhelming, and so it just felt so like I don't even know how to fix this problem. And then it kind of just worked out where we could, you know, go on to our other classmates' project, and we're just going to present that project. So I'm no longer doing the breast cancer poster presentation any longer. Now it is on a different topic that I'll share at a later date. So I did get my fall schedule, and it is very intimidating. We're literally there Monday through Friday, and some days we have to be there till like 8 or 8:30 at night because we have free clinic that we have to work where like dentists come in and pull teeth for free. And so we have to stay some nights for that. And we have to stay to present our poster presentations like week 6 or something like that. It's a lot. And it's definitely, to me, just looking at it, I think this coming semester, the 4th semester, is definitely going to be the hardest for sure. For sure. We just got our patient requirements and we actually just got our graduation requirements, and just looking at the amount of patients that I have to finish this semester, the amount of skill evals that I have to finish this semester, even the amount of x-rays that I have to finish this semester, I'm just like, holy crap, like how is this gonna work? I don't know, but that's also how I felt about this summer. And so I'm just trying to take it, you know, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and like not focus on the fact that I'm gonna be doing this for, you know, 3 or 4 months. And I just know I'm gonna get through it and it will be fine. So that is it for my recap. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My next recap video is gonna be recapping some of fall semester, which is my 4th semester, and that's just so crazy to me. I can't even believe that at all. So definitely make sure you subscribe if you want to keep finding out how this crazy little journey is going. And I will see you guys on the next one so soon. Bye guys.